Hey YouTube land, it's Tychonders here doing another action figure review. Now this is for two figures in one go, as they're both from the same figure manufacturer line, retailer, what have you. And they are the new WWE Monsters Wave 1, I would believe. I don't think there's a Wave 2. I know they did a Zombies Wave 1 and Zombies Wave 2. They currently have the second wave of the zombie figures in our local store at the moment, but at nearly €30 a pop, I wasn't pushed to buy them yet. These guys are a little bit more cheaper, a bit more reasonable, around €11. So I'm not sure why the zombie ones came in at such a high price, considering they pretty much the same build for these figures. They use the kind of more basic WWE figures. They don't have the super articulated, and I'll go into that in a minute. So they both come on these uniquely designed blister boxes, or blister cards. So the two figures in question is the Chris Jericho as the Mummy and the Undertaker as a vampire. So you have the image of Undertaker as the vampire on the side of the box, and the same with the Chris Jericho. You have nice artwork as of Chris Jericho, has Monsters logo, and Chris Jericho as the Mummy. He looks like he's designed based on the old Boris Karloff style Mummy, as opposed to kind of modernized Mummy remakes. So you got other figures in the line, which again is the Undertaker, Braun Strowman, I think is how you pronounce his name. He's done as a Frankenstein's monster. As I said, it's not Frankenstein, it's Frankenstein's monster. Jake the Snake Roberts with these giant snakes coiled around his head. He looks really cool. The only downside is the snakes are non-removable. It kind of would have been cool if the snakes were kind of removable and were able to bend. You were able to bend them out and kind of outstretch them for in a kind of an attack mode. Roman Reigns, which is not the best looking figure of the line. He's done as a Wolfman, and all they really did was just give him he looks exactly like a regular Roman Reigns figure, just with a little bit of pointed teeth, and they gave him just like a kind of a pale skin tone, and that's about it. And then there's Asuka, I think is how you pronounce her name, one of the divas, in this kind of weird geisha monster type thing, where she has this kind of face on face kind of thing, where you're able to remove her face and she has another face underneath it. So, and if I just flip around back of the box for Undertaker, he has exactly the same. Now there's no write-up on either figure. Unlike the Zombies Wave 1, they had write-ups, and I think even the the Mutants Wave had write-ups for the figures. I can't remember. I did do reviews for them, but I can't remember if they had write-ups, and I don't think I have one of the boxes left over. But onto the figures themselves. So, for accessories, they're fairly straightforward, they're fairly basic. So for accessories for Undertaker, you have a hat. Technically you could count the wings as accessories, as they are packaged separate in the packaging. They come packaged kind of behind them, they just plug in with a little peg, but they are designed to be part of the sculpt. So his wings are actually on an articulation point, as you can see. They just rotate up and down. They don't kind of angle or anything like that, they just have a rotation. His head is really cool. If I can just bring it in there for a look. See, he doesn't look anything like the Undertaker. The only thing that really makes him look like the Undertaker are the tattoos going down the side of the arms, even though I don't know if they're show accurate. I know the actual wrestler has a lot of tattoos go up and down his arms, but I'm not sure if these are exactly the same ones that he is known for having, or if they kind of modified him to look more kind of vampiric or anything like that. And as I said, the only other kind of trademark thing he has really is his hat, and the fact that he's wearing the kind of Undertaker's black kind of jumpsuit type thing. The boots are nicely sculpted as well. I like the way they did this kind of dry brush over them to give it the kind of leather look. And he has these awesomely sculpted clawed arms. They almost look like they were taken off the Marvel Legends Carnage figure. They have those kind of giant claw-like look to them. So articulation wise for the figure itself, he's fairly basic. So he has a ball hinge arm, go up that much. He can't do a full 360 with the arms with the wings kind of extended, but he can if you kind of fold them back in. Arm shoulder hinges that much. There is a upper bicep swivel. There is a lower single jointed elbow. There's no swivel in the elbow, and then you got a swivel in the wrist and a hinge on the wrist as well, and that carries over onto the opposite side as well. He does have a waist swivel. He has forward and back on the legs. He just has a basic T-crotch type thing, but this is where the articulation point differs from kind of like the elite line. I think the elite line are able to do splits, and I think they have ab crunches, whereas these guys don't. So as I said, they're a bit more of a basic figure. I think the elite line also have double jointed knees, or at least swivels, but there's no swivel in the upper thigh, single jointed knee. There's a boot cut swivel, and he has a hinge at the ankle. And that is pretty much the same articulation for the Chris Jericho figure, but I'll just bring him in there. One thing, his head is on a ball joint, but because of the way the hair is sculpted, it is kind of soft at the base, but where it gets from here up kind of is solid, so it's kind of hard to turn the head, but you can turn it. His tongue is sort of rubbery as well, but you can get him to get some poses, but he can't really look up. He's sort of in a permanent looking down pose the whole time, which is kind of a shame. And as I said, he has the hat. His hat has two holes cut out so the ears can point through the hat as well. Now, I'm not sure if you saw that on camera. Just go through that again. So he does have two pointy holes on the hat. So now I did find that the rear ankle articulation is a little bit loose on mine, but that could be just my one. It could vary from figure to figure, so just keep an eye out on that when you're picking them up. So on to Jericho. Chris Jericho just has this one little list of Jericho. Not sure if the camera is picking that up, but it's a list of Jericho, and it's just written in kind of ancient hieroglyphs sort of thing. It's a little kind of Ten Commandments style tablet. As I said, he has the exact same articulation as the Undertaker. He has the upper rotation in the shoulder, single joint elbows, rotation in the wrist. He has a hinge in the wrist. His head is a bit better in the ball joint. You can get a bit more up-down movement. His head is slightly hindered by the sculpt of the mummy bandages. And then, as I said, he has the T-crotch kind of thing, so he can go back more than the Undertaker because of the skirt piece on the Undertaker. It hinders. He does have a joint in the knee, but it is sort of hindered by these, the knee pads. He does have the swivel and the ankle joint as well. And as I said, he has the waist swivel as well. All in all, I really love the sculpt for this guy. I think it would have been really cool if they just had gone the extra mile and then did this kind of collar piece and these bracelet type things in a sort of a gold colour, just to give him a bit more difference from his trunks to this. It's almost the same colour, but it would have been cool if they kind of went out all out and gave him kind of a gold, be even a chrome gold kind of deco on it, to kind of denote that it's supposed to be like a gold collar, which would have been cool. But all in all, they're really cool figures, so I do recommend picking them up. They are in the 7-inch scale, so they are more in scale with NECA figures than Marvel Legends or the Black Series stuff. So all in all, guys, great looking figures. I do recommend picking them up if you can get them. I do recommend picking them up, and as I say in my videos, please feel free to like, comment and subscribe to my channel. Cheers, guys.